Amani was a survivor. Having spent her childhood in the echoing hallways of Georgia's foster care system, she yearned for one thing: a family. When she met Julian Bain, a man of wealth and charm, she thought her prayers had been answered. For 2 years, she served him and his cold, aristocratic mother, Beatrice, with unwavering devotion. But then tragedy struck. Beatrice was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure. The doctors were grim. The wait list for a donor was years long, and Beatrice only had months. Julian fell to his knees, weeping. "Amani, you are the only one. You're a perfect match. Prove your loyalty to this family. Save my mother." Out of pure sacrificial love, Amani agreed. She didn't know she was signing her life away to a wolf in sheep's clothing. The surgery was grueling. 4 days later, while Amani lay in a sterile hospital bed, clutching a pillow to her stitched side, the door swung open. Julian walked in, but he wasn't alone. Beside him stood a woman named Sienna, wearing a dress the color of fresh blood and a diamond ring that outshone the hospital lights. Julian didn't ask about Amani's pain. Instead, he tossed a brown envelope onto her chest. "Divorce papers," he said, his voice as cold as ice. "You were never one of us, Amani. You were a foster kid with the right biological parameters. We needed a kidney, not a wife." Sienna smirked, patting her stomach. "And I'm carrying the true Bain heir. You were just a temporary replacement." As Amani's world shattered, Dr. Bennett, the chief surgeon, entered the room. His face was a mask of professional disgust. "Mr. Bain," the doctor interrupted, "there's been a change in plans. Your mother's transplant was aborted. Her heart couldn't take the anesthesia. She's back on dialysis." Julian froze. "Then where is the kidney?" "That's my property." "A human organ is not property," Bennett snapped. Because of the emergency clause Amani signed, her kidney was redirected to the next person on the federal registry. It went to save the life of R. Harrison Sterling. The room went silent. Harrison Sterling was the titan of Atlanta, a billionaire philanthropist whose shadow loomed over the entire state. Harrison Sterling did not forget his debts. Within a week, Amani was moved to a private executive suite. Sterling, recovering and grateful, saw the fire in Amani's eyes, a fire born from betrayal. He offered her more than money. He offered her a seat at his table. "The world is a jungle, Amani," Sterling told her. "Let me teach you how to hunt." For the next year, Amani underwent a metamorphosis. She studied corporate law, high-stakes finance, and public speaking. She traded her baggy clothes for bespoke power suits and her timid gaze for a shark's precision. She became Amani Sterling, the CEO of a private investment firm. Meanwhile, the Bain empire was crumbling. Julian, desperate to save his failing textile business, sought an anonymous investor. He happily signed a $2 million loan agreement with Phoenix Investments, pledging all his personal assets and his mother's estate as collateral. He didn't realize that Phoenix was Amani. At a high-profile gala, Amani finally revealed herself. Walking down the marble stairs in a shimmering gown, she watched Julian's drink shatter on the floor. "Hello, Julian," she whispered. "I believe you owe me a debt. And unlike a kidney, I'm taking this one back with interest." The end came swiftly. Amani's team revealed that Julian had committed bank fraud by pledging assets that technically didn't belong to him. She also handed him a folder of photos, Sienna with her secret lover, and DNA results proving the baby wasn't Julian's. In a final poetic blow, Amani played a recording of Julian in Beatrice's hospital room. Beatrice heard her son calling her a burden and a fossil he intended to dump in a state home. The shock caused Beatrice's weakened heart to stop. She died knowing the son she sacrificed everything for never loved her. Julian was arrested at his mother's funeral, handcuffed in the red Georgia clay. Amani watched from her car, not with malice, but with the peace of a woman who had reclaimed her soul. Today, the scar on her side is no longer a mark of shame. It is a badge of honor. Amani Sterling now runs the Sterling Foundation, providing medical care and legal aid to those the world tries to throw away. She proved that while you can steal a piece of a person's body, you can never break a spirit that is destined to fly.